Chapter Breakthrough. FDA clears first blood test for Alzheimer's. But what does it really mean?
Joe, a pinprick could predict Alzheimer's? Imagine walking into your doctor's office, giving a single vial of blood, and walking out with insight into one of the most feared conditions in the world, Alzheimer's disease. No spinal taps, no brain scans, just a blood test. That's no longer science fiction. The FDA has just approved the first ever blood test to aid in diagnosing Alzheimer's. And the implications are massive for patients, families, doctors, and even the future of healthcare itself. But wait, is this test too good to be true? What are its limitations? And could it change how we detect and treat Alzheimer's forever? Let's break down everything you need to know about this historic moment, and why this blood test could be a blessing, a breakthrough, or a serious bioethical balancing act. Papa, the science behind the blood test. Hook. The test doesn't just guess. It tracks the hidden footprints of Alzheimer's inside your body. So how does this test actually work? Developed by Fuji Rebio, the test looks for the amyloid beta protein in the blood, a major hallmark of Alzheimer's disease. Until now, the only reliable way to detect these protein buildups was through costly PET brain scans or invasive spinal taps, which require extracting cerebrospinal fluid. But this blood test changes everything. In clinical trials involving nearly 500 patients, over 90% of positive blood test results were later confirmed by PET scans. That's a remarkable level of accuracy for a non-invasive, affordable option. The catch? The FDA still warns of potential false positives or negatives, so it's not a standalone diagnosis tool, but it's a game changer for screening and early detection. Why this could save lives and money. Hook. Early diagnosis could mean more time, better treatment, and less financial devastation. More than 7 million Americans over the age of 65 are currently living with Alzheimer's, and that number is projected to grow drastically in the next 2 decades. That's not just tragic, it's expensive. And Alzheimer's costs the U.S. oversaw $345 billion annually. Families often face financial, emotional, and logistical chaos. But early diagnosis gives patients access to treatments that may slow progression, improve planning, and connect them with support services sooner, while they're still cognitively capable of making decisions. By making the diagnosis process cheaper and faster, this blood test could help more people catch the disease early, reduce the strain on caregivers, potentially lower healthcare costs for millions. What doctors and patients still need to watch out for. Hook. Just because it's easier doesn't mean it's perfect. While this is a promising step, the FDA is clear. The test must be used alongside other clinical assessments. Here's why that matters. A false positive result could trigger panic, unnecessary medication, and even misdiagnosis of other cognitive issues. A false negative could delay real care, giving the disease time to advance unchecked. Also, the test doesn't replace functional assessments, like cognitive screening, MRI scans, or interviews with caregivers. Doctors must still rely on a combination of symptoms, memory testing, and brain imaging to confirm a diagnosis. The blood test is just the new first step in a multi-part process. So don't expect one blood draw to tell the whole story. But it's a big chapter in the book, why Alzheimer's is getting worse, and why this test comes just in time. Hook. The disease is surging. Research funding is shrinking, and time is running out. Let's zoom out for a second. According to new data from the Alzheimer's Association, the number of Americans living with the disease is at an all-time high, and the rate is growing fastest among women and people of color. And here's the kicker. Federal funding for Alzheimer's research is at risk of being cut. In places like San Diego, where the population over 65 is booming, this couldn't come at a worse time. That area has a higher than average rate of Alzheimer's, not necessarily because more people are getting sick, but because the local health system is better at diagnosing it. Institutions like UC San Diego, which run cutting-edge clinical trials and early intervention studies, say that if federal budget cuts could halt progress completely. The approval of this blood test then comes at a crucial moment. It could help fuel more accurate data, push drug development forward, and justify continued investment in brain health research. The silent signs you shouldn't ignore. Hook. The earlier you spot it, the more you can fight it. So what are the early warning signs that might prompt a doctor to use this test? According to Alzheimer's experts, high-risk individuals should watch for trouble remembering names or common words, frequently misplacing items and struggling to retrace steps, difficulty judging distances while walking or driving, mood swings, confusion, or one social withdrawal. Cognitive decline doesn't happen overnight, but when it does start, time is everything. Mental exercises, sleep, and social interaction can all help keep your brain healthy. Think of it like brain cardio, crossword puzzles, book clubs, learning a new hobby, getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep. And now, with a simple blood test, early detection may be within everyone's reach. Utero, one drop of blood, a lifetime of answers? The FDA's green light on this Alzheimer's blood test isn't just a win for science. It's a lifeline for millions. It offers hope. It offers clarity. And most importantly, it offers a time. Whether you're caring for a loved one, watching your own health, or just trying to stay informed, this is a moment to pay attention.
So what do you think?
Drop a comment below. Would you take the test yourself? Do you think this will change how Alzheimer's is treated in the future? And if you found this video helpful, smash that like button. Subscribe for more deep dives into medical breakthroughs and science news. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. We're living in the age of medical miracles, but only if we understand them. Thanks for watching. And until next time, keep your brain strong, your questions sharp, and your curiosity alive.
Share.